Today, nearly a century after it first appeared, Vaughan Williams's Fantasia on a theme by Thomas Tallis is a national treasure. It's one of a handful of works which has come to epitomise English music. It seems to stand for something very particular in its country's national consciousness, just as Copeland's Appalachian Spring has come to represent something quintessentially American. The supposed Englishness of the Tallis Fantasia probably has a lot to do with its scoring, strings alone, a medium which found favour with a lot of Vaughan Williams's contemporaries. And then there's the theme itself. It's a hymn, a very old hymn, Why Fumeth in Fight the Gentile Spite, by the 16th century English composer Thomas Tallis. The words are rousing, clearly the product of a muscular Christianity. The heathen threatens, but the Lord is on our side. You can imagine how vigorously it must have been sung in Protestant Elizabethan England, particularly in the years when the country faced the threat of invasion by Roman Catholic and therefore heathen Spain.
Why fumeth in fight the Gentile spite, in fury raging stout? Why take in hand the people from vain things to bring about? The keys are life, the Lord's device, in counsels met their doom. Against the Lord with thoughts are good, against his Christ they go.
It's hard to think of a more English starting point Vaughan Williams could have taken for his Fantasia. But to my mind, that's not necessarily why he chose it. As we'll find, the Tallis theme lends some unique properties to the work, properties which seem to convey much more than just Englishness. And it's not just the theme itself which brings that about. Right from the start, Vaughan Williams shapes it in ways which suggest some very deep undercurrents. At last we hear the Tallis theme straight out, but only after a very telling introduction. At first we heard just disjointed phrases, the opening notes of the theme picked out by plucked violas, cellos and basses. That's answered by mysterious, chant-like figures, just violas and cellos this time, and played with the bows. Then, when Tallis's hymn at last emerges in full, it has a grave, melancholy, searching quality. It's a dark sound, but with shimmering high harmonies on first violins. That's a world apart from the simplicity and directness of Tallis's hymn, and yet the melody is the same. Those shimmering harmonies surround it with a suggestive halo, but suggestive of what? Let's go back a bit and look at that short but very memorable introduction, the gorgeous quiet harmonies from which Tallis's hymn tune gradually emerges. At first, we hear a progression of 5 widely spaced string chords. The sound of the very first chord is particularly haunting. It has a strange, ethereal resonance, a kind of primal purity. Remember that sound. It's one we're going to come back to several times. In essence, it's a chord of G major, spread so wide it covers almost the whole range of notes available to the string orchestra. At the bottom is a deep G, sustained by the double basses. The last desk of the orchestral cellos, that's just 2 players, adds another G, an octave above. It's a tiny addition, but essential to the richness of the chord.